Hey everybody,
Hey everybody!
we are BAAACK.
We are actually here
Mm-hmm.
in the casita.
With a lot to say. You know.
I look like a mint green angel.
Okay. Cool.
Look, did you notice that everything is mint green?
No,
Look,
it
the
looks like it was meant
earrings.
to be.
I regret
Yeah,
all
you
it.
started it. I'm just gonna,
Welcome to your morning sip of Naj and Jay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Morning
Okay.
sip of Naj and Jay because we ain't talking about nothing local.
Okay.
Are we?
Today. Well, anyway, go ahead. Sure.
We're gonna talk about what's happening, and we're gonna talk about the mess. So
Yeah.
I am Naja. I am a singer-songwriter whose album will be dropping very soon, preferably. I am a mama and an Afro baddie. I started working out and eating good, better, and the cultural programs coordinator at the Delaware Art Museum.
My name is Jay Street Jr. and I am an artist.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make sure you guys share this show. We're a little rusty.
No, I'm not. I'm ready to go. I don't know why you starting so slow. But
It's only been 14 years since we've been live.
About a month, but yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. It's been a lot. We've done a lot. So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Do you have flowers for anybody?
Yeah, well, I don't have any flowers, so I'll kind of save my flowers for the inspirational story. So no official flowers for me today. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, moving on.
Okay.
let's start with the fight. Since
temperature check.
Oh
my God!
Told you we was rusty.
No, don't blame Rusty. I'm good.
How
you
feel? Temperature check. How you feeling, Jay?
I'm pretty good. All things considered. This is my favorite time of year. The reason I wore this vest is because, this to me is
the sweater weather.
This is
it's the sweater weather.
I don't think we're quite there yet, but for me, this is riding season.
I wore a sweater the other day. I wore a turtleneck yesterday.
Really?
I did.
It was chillier yesterday, but today's going to go up to 80. But this is my favorite time of year, and it automatically kind of puts me in a good mood. I don't have any super stressful things ahead of me in terms of workload. It's just normal stuff like checking on my kids at my school, art stuff, fortunately. And, this is wedding gig season for sure. So,
you about to be singing your face off.
Yeah. And, paying these bills, which is the main, I'm blessed to be able to do that. So overall, I'm pretty good. There's obviously a lot going on in the world that is pretty concerning to me at this point. And we're going to dig into a bunch of it today. But personally, if I lived in a bubble, which I don't, I'd be pretty ding dang good within my little world. But, I have a lot of concerns that have increased over the past week. Yeah.
Okay.
Naj.
Yes.
How are you today? How's your temperature? How you feeling? What it do?
Well, I'm alive.
Yes, you are. Right here next to me.
I'm alive. Look at my afro.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, it's coming back. Can you believe that I cut my hair at the end of last year and it's this length already?
Nice.
So I feel good about my hair. I don't know where I am. There are a lot of things, like Jay said, that have been concerning, but I don't know where to place my concern.
How to prioritize them? Like, what should be the most concern? What do you mean?
No. When you stub your toe and you start cussing.
Sure.
You can only be mad at yourself. Or if someone punches you in the face, you can be mad at them. Who to direct the anger and the frustration to. There are so many things happening on so many different levels that I have no idea who to be angry at.
That's fair.
So I'm kind of just
yeah, because I feel like, not that you're in the blame game. That's not what you're saying.
No,
but there's plenty of blame to go around at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm there. I am feeling. I'm always tired. Let's just.
Fair enough.
I am always tired, but I am not nearly as exhausted mentally and emotionally as I have been over this past summer.
Why do you think that is?
Because I started tossing stuff. I was like, oh no, this ain't mine no more.
Yeah, yes.
This ain't mine.
Yes.
You can have it.
Yeah.
I'm not partaking.
And we're going to talk about that later.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's a very healthy thing to do.
I am not. Yeah. I'm not in the space to take on anything outside of what is my own.
Mm-hmm.
So my exhaustion is from my children, my house, my body, and work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Anything else, I ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I'm not giving it any attention. So I think I'm good. What do you think? Have I been okay?
How honest am I allowed to be?
Psychology major.
Hey man, you good. Whatever you say you are is what you are. I'm gonna leave it right there. You said what you need to say for you. Yeah.
Okay, no. Go with me. So if I were to look at you, because you're my bestie, so I see you all the time. I notice things about you, changes and stuff. Like I know your family, like blah, blah, blah. So if I'm looking at you, I think you are doing really well. I think that you are already a great prioritizer. I think
that's the right word.
Yeah, you're a great prioritizer. So you are really good at figuring out what needs attention and how to pay attention to it. You've done really well with the stresses that you've had to manage over the last several months. And you're not grumpy. You haven't been grumpy at all in like a month. So that's great. So yeah, I think that from the outside looking in, I think you're doing really well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, now me.
Why?
Because I'm curious to see if what I'm gauging is correct. Because it's good. I think it's a good thing to look at your friends objectively and say, are they doing okay?
I know that your okay ebbs and flows. I know that you are on a constant, admirable journey of figuring a lot of things out. And I feel that overall, you are still headed absolutely in the direction that you need to. As you said, yeah, you're tired and it's justified. So yeah. All right, there we go.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to go into next?
You pick.
All right, so the World Health Organization, in January of this year, the Trump administration started the process of withdrawing America from the World Health Organization. The World Health Organization is an international organization, a club, or whatever you want to call it, where countries and nations get together to talk about all of the health issues that are plaguing them, but could also plague other countries and nations and all that good stuff. We really started to figure out the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, when COVID happened. And for me, that's when I was really introduced to them, because they were the ones that the WHO met to talk about the progression of COVID at the end of 2019. Since we withdrew, it means that we don't have to adhere to any guidelines or any agreements or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, couple years ago, y'all remember the disease monkeypox that came out. Mm-hmm. Well, the WHO decided, now mind you, the WHO is made up of several different countries and continents and all of the good things, all the peoples. Years ago, they decided that they were going to change the name of monkeypox to mpox, because not only did it have nothing to do with monkeys, but also the racial tension that surrounded it. So monkeypox is basically a disease that comes from small jungle or forest animals. Why they chose monkeypox, I don't know. There was a scientist, a doctor, a Black woman who was doing work around monkeypox, and she started to get an immense amount of racial messaging, you know, calling her a monkey and saying it's because of her and her people and blah, blah, blah. And it was very much like, this has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with monkeys. And I don't know why this is happening. So collectively, the WHO decided to change the name.
Okay.
To Mpox. Well, guess what's happening now in America? In America! America has decided to now go back to calling it monkeypox. And so scientists have been getting together to talk about why this is happening, because it's just America, not anyone else. And
wait, you're saying that what's happening is they're just reverting on the name, or we're also getting cases?
No, they're reverting on the name.
Okay.
And it is because of the political climate.
Yeah.
It is because of the political climate, even though it has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with monkeys. And there is no correlation between monkeys and Black folk. They are now using the monkeypox name full blown in America when it comes to doctors and scientists and all of that, because of the political climate. And scientists and doctors don't know what to do about that. And I think the reason why I'm telling you this is because I need people to pay more attention to what's going on. It is extremely frustrating. Again, here, going back to I don't know where to direct my anger.
Okay.
But this is one of those things where people want to say it has nothing to do with race, or it has nothing to do with this. It has nothing. This is a clear example of how something can become very racial in America that has nothing to do with that, to harm or hurt or offend others, and to come up with some type of fight that didn't exist and didn't need to exist.
So I think that story is one of God knows how many that reflect our current political climate. I actually think that a lot of people are paying attention. I think a lot of people are paying more attention than me to what's going on. The problem is that the problem is that millions of people don't have a problem with it, or don't view it as a problem. That is fundamentally the concern. And I could bring up any issue you want to, and you see over and over again, just on social media, that an issue will come about, whereas one side is like, this is horrible, and the other side is literally cheering it. And to me, that is the fundamental problem. And since you opened up the can of worms already,
they're slithering out.
As we continue on this slippery slope, one thing that I have noticed is, and this is to make the point, is that I woke up today and I was clapping and snapping for Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You better not.
Right. And Tucker Carlson, because they have recently made comments and statements that have been critical of what the current administration is doing. And on one hand, great. I'm glad that you're finally seeing these things to an extent. But on the other hand, it's way too late. It's too little, too late. And I try to be objective and be like, you can hold that opinion and we can have differing opinions. But fundamentally, there are some issues going along. Several. That it's just obviously wrong. And the fact that everyone isn't unanimously
that part
saying that it's wrong is the problem. And I'll keep it real basic, and we're going to talk about this stuff more today. I don't think I'll even stay away from Epstein. And I mean this because
release the files.
I understand if you had concerns about Biden, and I understand if you had concerns about Kamala. I really do. At the same time, and I'm going to keep bringing this up because it's one of my sticking points.
Sticking.
As soon as Trump was seen on camera joking about dating his daughter, it should have been a wrap. Regardless of whatever policies that he's stating he stands for.
Right.
And I've had discussions with people who are close to me who've been like, well, he's not a bad guy. And I kind of stopped there because if that doesn't tell you that he's a bad person fundamentally, nothing does. If you joke about dating your daughter, you're a trash ass person.
Trash.
And the idea with all of this selective outrage and selective, if Biden had said that on TV, one half would have been like, he's horrible. And it'd have been the other half. And that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So we're slowly finding out, or not finding out. I already knew he was a piece of trash. But there are other people who are way late in the game starting to sort of be like, wait, now pump the brakes. It's too little too late. We've have all these signs, including the WHO, that this guy's a scumbag and doing a lot of things wrong. Even with the tariffs, like the farmer handouts that might happen. It's obvious that these are terrible, terrible decisions. And, because people get stuck in a tribal mentality and because people
What you mean by that?
MAGA is a tribe at this point. Liberal and conservative, like two different teams. It's almost like Eagles versus Cowboys at this point. And people really can't shake that because you get locked into your pride, you get locked into your team, and you will dig your feet in. And all you hear is, all you want is the cheers from your team and the cries of the other team. And that's where things are. And we are heading in a terrible direction. And I'll say this too, because I didn't expect to go here this quickly.
We here. We have arrived.
What Trump is masterful at, in a very dark arts
It's
kind of way.
clusterfucks.
Yes. There's no one better at creating chaos that everyone pays attention to.
Yep.
So that no one pays attention to the real problem.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
If you think that there's a coincidence between what's happened over the past, if there's no coincidence between the idea that he may have had a stroke, between what has happened over the past week, between what just happened with Jimmy Kimmel.
My God.
If you think that that's all coincidental and not being maximized, even in the tragedy, to redirect you from releasing the Epstein files because everything indicates that this man is a pedophile, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. And that's it. That's all I'll say about that for now.
Oh, God, there is so much happening. There's so much. I mean, even you just mentioned the Jimmy Kimmel thing. I mean,
I have seen, sorry.
No, you're good.
I have seen some from Tucker Carlson and from some people who try to call themselves like open-minded, like, libertarian mindsets, who have said like, now you're literally trampling on the First Amendment. Like I saw someone say, like, even though I didn't like Jimmy and I thought that he was a trash person, you can't have the government coming after comedians. Like, and that's true, but you just see it now. Now you just saw it. It took you this long to reach the point.
Listen.
It's been very obvious from the rip, and everybody just keeps y'all better figure it out quickly now, or we're going to be stuck in this place for a long time. And I don't know how long it's going to be able to take to get back the basic freedoms that we're supposed to be afforded. They
even said this morning that it's not enough that he was removed from television. They want him to apologize. They want him to apologize. Like, comedy, the beauty of comedy is that it gives people a space to breathe. Like,
and to say inappropriate things.
And breathe through it and laugh and not take yourself so seriously. Like, yeah, there are some things you shouldn't joke about, right? Like, there are some things that just cannot be joked about. But when it comes to
There are
politics,
comedians who would tell you that you could joke about anything.
you could joke about
and
anything.
I'm not mad at that idea.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to politics, especially right now, baby, we need to laugh. We need to laugh.
But just, God dog, we're here. Okay, let me start by saying this. Anyone in Wilmington is well aware of the fact, who pays attention, that Hanif has a First Amendment lawsuit pending against the city with him and the ACLU for taking his First Amendment rights, right? So please don't get it twisted. Don't act like because you're a Democrat or a liberal that, you know, somehow your team is off the hook, because everybody does it, right? Like there's plenty of blame to go around. It happens everywhere across the board. It's happening literally in Wilmington, right? At the same time, all the time, conservatives are decrying cancel culture. Like, all the time, cancel culture. The liberals, the libtards are always trying to cancel people. We hate cancel culture. There's no freedom of speech. And literally, this is as cancel culture as you can be. And if you can't look in the mirror and see it, then you're being selectively blind. And it doesn't add up. And I'll say this little dart too, because you know, as a person who loves Dave Chappelle and watching, you know, some liberal people want to cancel him, I get it. It's annoying. As someone who's been on our own show, worried about getting canceled by an organization for me saying spaz on the show, I'm like, yo, these liberals are out of their minds. Like, y'all got to chill out, right? I get it. At the same time, somehow, just like we forget about the history of slavery,
remove everything. It never happened.
Did everybody forget where this really started, in my mind at least?
So funny.
The Dixie Chicks, remember? Remember when they spoke out about George Bush like 20 years ago? That was the original cancel. Like, you had country artists, real tried and true country artists, being like, yo, what Bush is doing is whack. And here, watch this. When he's doing is whack, and y'all, the conservatives canceled them completely. And the funniest thing about that in retrospect is now all y'all can't stand Bush. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, Bush, y'all, all the MAGA people at this point be like, Bush was trash, right? But you canceled them literally from speaking their minds against someone you think is trash now. Like, yo, F out of here. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how you solve this problem.
This year has been 4 years long.
It ain't been a year.
It has not even been a year since this man,
been in office since
this crackpot has been in the office again. And I'm telling you, it has felt like 10 years. I still don't have a gray hair, but still, I'm just, I don't know where to direct my anger, because the other thing is, when I zoom out, you know, I zoom out and I'm like, all right. You know what? No, when I zoom in, right, into my political arena, the community political arena, it ain't no better.
Oh, absolutely. Exactly.
It ain't no,
and that's why I don't know how to solve the problem.
Because I can't even say, and here's my thing, I can't even say to people, don't stress so much about dump Trump. Okay, let's focus on our local stuff, so
because that needs we can make a
change. And then so I zoom in to my little area, only to be even more disappointed.
That's exactly.
Only to be even more disappointed. My God. So I'm like, okay, so what do? I got coloring books. And I really enjoy using acrylic markers on watercolor paper.
Yeah, and I just take photos of flowers and sing songs at weddings, ducking into a hole, hoping that it all goes away, knowing damn well it's not going to go away, and we have a problem.
I join farm groups even though I'm not a farmer. I was telling Journey that this morning. I was like, guess what? I was accepted into another farm group. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not a farmer, but...
You know what that reminds me of? So I do something similar, which is really funny you say that. So I spend an obscene amount of time learning about off-roading and overlanding.
Uh-huh.
There is no chance in the near future that I'm going to take either my truck or the Jeep off-road anywhere anytime soon. I'd like to, but I have dug all the way into learning everything. So in the event that somehow tomorrow I end up in Colorado, not going to happen, that I know exactly how to air down my tires, what gear to bring. It makes no sense, but here we are.
Same thing with my foraging. Same thing with my foraging. I can identify so many different plants on a walk. One simple walk around a park, I can tell you at least 5 different plants that are native to this area and are growing invasively that we could be eating and actually would benefit from, but we don't. So there's that.
Nah, so let's just, we're going to come out of this low cloud, but these things need to be said.
Okay.
Since we're still in this space, we're going to stay there for the time being. All right. Number one, we collectively, between the two of us, agreed.
The group
that
agreed.
We aren't going to have any commentary about what happened last week. And y'all know what happened last week. And the reason is for the same reason that we're going to address this issue. Because it explains the Black perspective that needs to be explained at this point. There have been a couple of times recently, and I'm going to be quiet now because I know what this is. Over the past couple of months, this has come up twice to me. And in a very well-meaning way, a couple of good-hearted liberals have asked me, how come Black folk aren't showing up to these rallies and helping everybody out? How do you feel about that? How would you answer that question, Naj?
It ain't my goddamn fight. Okay? My family, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, all of my ancestors, we have been fighting from the moment we were brought to this goddamn country. That's all my people do. That is all our people do. Hell, Jay's dad still fighting to this day for equal rights, to not be looked at as less than, to be looked at as human, to be educated appropriately like every other person in this country. All Black people do is fight all day, every day, whether it's at home, at work, at the grocery store, at the bank, to when they trying to buy a house. That's all we do is fight. Y'all got us here. Your need to control the narrative, your need to have whatever the hell you feel you deserve because it's your right to have it, your privilege that you were born with, that is your fight, because all we do is fight. So don't ask me to come outside with my children and walk 4 miles yelling a chant. That's not going to do nothing when I've been fighting my entire life. Also, don't tell me how to fight. You don't know what I'm doing behind closed doors. And so because you don't see me standing next to you carrying the Dollar Tree sign that I bought and wrote on with a Sharpie, doesn't mean that I'm not continuing to fight my own fight. It's just not in the way that you see fit. And there again, privilege. Don't ask me that question. Don't ask Jay that question. Don't question Black folk because we're tired. We've done everything we physically can do. We've gotten all the degrees. We started all the businesses. We invented all the things. And not only do we're miscredited, we're dissed, we're stolen from, we are insulted, looked at as less than. Things are taken from us, redlined. Are you kidding me? Don't ask me why I'm not there. Don't ask not one Black person or brown person, because it ain't just Black people who've been fighting. Indigenous folk fight. Indians fight. Asian people fight. Mexicans fight. Puerto Ricans fight. Haitians, all of the Black and brown people fight. That's all we do to find equality around here.
I do feel the need to say that within those other ethnic groups that you mentioned, the demographics. Well, within those racial groups that you mentioned, there was a much more equal split of people who voted for Trump versus Kamala, which is a deep concern.
Which, yes.
And so
when all the signs were there, the blatant signs were there.
As Naj clearly pointed out, Black folk been fighting for 400 years here to try and get things, safe and equal for us, right? And the really beautiful thing that has come about from the civil rights movement, as everyone knows if you know your history, is that as we fought for our rights,
everybody else got stuff.
Everybody else got rights.
Everybody.
It helped everybody. We busted our asses, got lynched, hosed down, attacked by dogs,
burned alive.
But it lifted humanity in America, right? And even across the world, right? And I normally don't really put things along strict racial lines. But this is a situation in which I do, because if you simply look at the numbers, Black people overwhelmingly voted for Kamala for a bunch of different reasons. I voted for Kamala not just because she is a really intelligent Black woman. I had deep concerns about her. I had deep concerns about her, how she functioned as a DA in California, and the amount of Black men that she locked up. But there was a choice between that and something way worse. And I chose her. And about half of white folk chose Trump. That is your people. Y'all made that mess. And we have done enough to the point where just thinking about last week, somehow HBCUs got dragged into it. The only time I really addressed anything on my page last week was when HBCUs got dragged into it, right?
Had nothing to do with it.
Had nothing to do with it. So
do you see the correlation with monkeypox and nothing to do with it?
We had nothing to do with it, and we're getting dragged in. Our young people who are trying to do the right thing.
Just like we're getting dragged into, why aren't you out marching?
And so,
excuse me?
And so, all things considered with ICE, like, you know what? This time, unless it's directly, just like the same way that I function on my page, if it's not directly affecting me at this point, I'm sorry about Jimmy Kimmel, but I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. I don't have too much to say about it. If it's not directly, and I know it sounds selfish, right? But at a certain point in any kind of a relationship, after you've given and given and given and given, and you don't get reciprocity, I bet.
Reciprocity.
Bet. Like, this does go along racial lines, quite frankly. Black folk weren't trying to hear it. And we know, it was obvious that this guy's not only like a Trump, is specifically a terrible human in several different ways.
I think about often.
And y'all got it. Literally, if we're just talking on racial lines, half of y'all voted for that dude. Y'all figure that shit out.
I think about this a lot when it comes to the Kamala versus Trump argument. You mentioned how there is questionable thoughts around how many Black men were locked up under her DA position.
Yeah.
I also think about how Trump took out a front page ad to have 5 boys. The Central Park 5 killed. Never apologized after it came out that they were set up, and still continue to promote that they should be murdered. They should be killed because they did this to this woman, only to find out that they had nothing to do with it. Nothing. And their lives were damn near ruined. One of them in particular, struggled the most because he was the oldest of the boys. Yeah, y'all can have that.
And so take all of that out of it.
Y'all can have that.
Take all of the racial stuff out of it. I'm going to go back here and then I'm going to be done with it for today. Back to what I said earlier. There's bad politicians. There are, selfish politicians. There are politicians who steal, and that's Democratic and Republican. They do all kinds of dirty stuff. They do stuff that's immoral. But how many of them have you seen that go on national TV and joke about dating their own daughter?
That's nasty.
I could give you more of a list, but what else do I need to give you? Like, if I went on, even on this little Naj and Jay podcast and be like, yo, my daughter's hot, I might date her if I was younger, Naj would slap me, walk off this couch, and my family would disown me. Like, you disgusting pig. But now y'all vote for him just because, he thinks Obama is not an American. Bet.
It's all rooted in selfishness, honestly, because all the things that he ran on, like when you really think about it.
Oh, but that was just a joke, right? Oh, but yeah.
When you think about it at the core, everything he ran on benefited the person or the business. So it affected people's money, which ultimately ends up being something that is a very personal thing. How it affected your personal finances, your personal business. Although it may be a multi-million-dollar business and you have thousands of employees, ultimately, it all came down to how he made you feel about your money and your what you have in front of you and what you could gain. That's how y'all voted. You voted selfishly, and we voted for the betterment of all of us so that we all could thrive, so that we weren't sitting here trying to figure out if we were going to be able to buy groceries in a month with this, with raises not going up anywhere, or, jobs not really being there, or losing jobs. We didn't vote the way that y'all voted. It's not just about the candidate. It's about the promises that were made and why you leaned towards them. I watched this video of this white man who said he is dedicating a bunch of time to learning how to be more understanding of the Black experience. And one of the things that he said was, Black people said to him, we never have a problem with you. We cool with you if you cool with us. That is so fundamentally correct. Black people have never gone around raping and pillaging and killing and stealing on a global scale. Never. That has never been the mission of the Black and brown people, right? In history.
All tribes have wars.
Yes, that's a given. There's wars. There's
that's people.
Fights, yes, that happens. That's people. But fundamentally, we have never been a selfish people.
And that goes for indigenous people too, because
listen, the indigenous was teaching the Europeans.
Yeah, come on in, bro.
Let me show you how to eat off the land. Let me show you how to do this and build that and take care of yourself. And what happened? They were all killed. They were all locked up. They were all given syphilis.
They mostly died of disease from Europe. But yeah.
So let's think about why Trump is here. The fundamental part of it is that there was a lot of selfishness, a lot of people thinking about themselves and what they could gain and what they could lose.
Well, I have read this several times, and I got to stop personally. And the fundamental comment, I do think it's wildly correct, is that all of this stuff fundamentally goes back to us not coming to terms with the sins of our past in terms of slavery and in terms of the why isn't my brain done? Genocide of the natives here. And until we go back and really honestly address those issues, we're going to stay here because everyone is stuck on like, well, that happened 200 years ago. It still matters.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna hold your hand with a napkin. It's all American history. All of it. Yes, Black people were involved, Africans were involved, Native American, indigenous folks were involved. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? It's all American history. So you trying to label it as Black history or indigenous history or happenings, it all happened here. It all happened on our watch. It is all American history. To deny it is to deny American history. The minute we realize that this is all a part of who we are and where we've come from, the better we can move forward. But unfortunately, everybody's trying to omit and redact and taking out things that we need to know so that we can move forward.
And psychologically, like if you just kind of boil it down or zoom all the way in, like if you turn it into just a relationship between two people, it's like, you know, I spend the first 5 years of a 15-year relationship cussing you out, beating your ass, you know what I'm saying? Being disrespectful. And then somehow we get to 10 years later and we try to move forward. But I'm like, well, I did that 5 years ago. It doesn't really matter now. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a long time ago. Why do you keep bringing up the past? Why do we got to talk about that? I'm here now. I'm not even thinking about that. No, you have to address those things.
If we're not going to address slavery, then we're not going to address the founding fathers. We're not going to address. We should just stop talking about the past in general. Just stop talking about everything. We're going to start from today. We're going to start from today. That's it.
As an artist and as someone who has developed, mainly because of Tahira, a deep appreciation for stories and storytelling. You know, an honest stories have to be honest.
Yep.
And if they aren't,
it can hurt people. It hurts people. It hurts people. Period. We have to do better. We have to do better. I don't have anything positive, so
I got you. So, who has heard of the rapper LaRussel? Probably not too many of you, and I think that's a shame because I'm equally to blame.
Equally to blame.
I hold equal blame because I didn't know too much about him until maybe 2 weeks ago. But I was dorking out on YouTube and I saw a CBS. I think it was one of the Sunday morning. It was a some CBS story about a rapper named LaRussel who is from Oakland and has basically revolutionized the music industry. And so I did a little bit of digging, and I think you should too, especially if if you're a fan of music, or especially honestly, if you're a musician and an independent musician more than that. Bottom line is this is a young guy who has built a very small team of just incredible people. And what he's managed to do is have a really successful, completely independent career in terms of putting out his music and in terms of performing, that has gotten so much attention that like big name artists have been going back to him being like, yo, how did you do this? So let me give you guys a little bit of some of the things that he did and that he still does. And so one of the coolest things to me, and I think you'll appreciate this deeply, especially with the Porch concerts, is he turned his backyard into a venue. And that entailed him literally like moving dirt and like creating a backyard that is conducive to seeing a show properly, and built it over time and over years to the point now where in a normal ass neighborhood in his backyard, a major star will show up and perform with him on stage, right? Incredible. And past that, his following, I mean, you want to talk about a vision for America and how America should be. Like, he's a rapper, and he clearly is coming from that Oakland culture in terms of how he talks, in terms of the sound of the music. But when you see people literally lined up coming into his backyard or wherever he is on tour at these venues, it is literally like, and I'm saying this for a reason, you'll literally see a nuclear white family with the kids pull up to the show. And the shows happen during the day. but it's still real hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's sort of kid friendly, but still has a message. And he is wildly inclusive. I mean, he's got a black woman running, the marketing and all that kind of stuff, running the business sides of things. And he has a legit huge following that functions completely independent. He's avoided all that Live Nation, all of the Ticketmaster stuff. He's completely been able to function outside of that. And even his sort of ticketing model, if I can't explain it right now quickly, but if you look him up, I beg you to do it. He is the future of music, and he is exactly what everyone's trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any intentions ever of being like a touring musician, but I will be doing some more studying on him because, even outside of that, like his independent hustle is next level. Like back in the day for me, Master P was one of the first guys to really, become super rich, honestly, being independent. And this guy's doing it in a different way. And he's making good music. And he's dedicated to his craft. And he's giving back to the community. He's doing everything right in every way, as far as I can see. Crossing my fingers that there's nothing I missed that's like negative about him. Right. But like, in the least, research this guy, because he seems to be the future and honestly the best of what America could be, if we're honest with ourselves and move forward with the right attitude. Yeah. So just look that guy up. He's incredible. Yeah.
I just want to say also, one of the things that I need people to understand, I need white people to understand. We don't talk about the Black experience and slavery and racism to make you feel guilty or make you feel bad about yourself or who you are. That is not the intent. We want to be looked at as an equal. And we want to be seen as a human in front of you. And oftentimes we are not. Revisiting our past allows you to see what we've come through, how strong we are, where we want to go. Empathy is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
And it's wildly Christian. You want to open that gate? Judge not.
Taking religion out of it.
But you could put it in.
From human to human. From human to human. It is never about making one human feel bad about being said human. It's just about making sure that you see me as I see you.
I just want to be left alone. I just want to not worry about getting pulled over by the cops. I just want to not worry about our HBCUs getting threatened for something they had nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? If all my brothers and sisters get reparations, great, but I don't even need that. I just want to be left alone. And that's just me, because I'm coming from a place of privilege in a lot of different ways.
I don't want to be prejudged because I'm brown. I don't want to be looked at as less than because I'm brown. I don't want to be treated a certain way because I'm brown. Like,
I don't want for a pilot to be prejudged and thought that maybe he's not a good pilot just because he's brown. Too much to ask, I guess. Sure.
I don't want to be sexualized at a young age because I'm a Black woman. I don't want any young Black girls to be sexualized extremely early. But unfortunately, we are. Because we're not looked at oftentimes as equal or as normal human beings. I want to go to the doctor and say that I have a pain and they actually help me versus no, or not give me the correct medicine because they don't feel that Black women feel this type of way or have this type of reaction.
I want Hanif to be able to do a positive vibes in the park and not have to worry about being looked at as a problem.
I don't want you to think that
in my
I'm
black city.
poor because I have box braids and I shop at the hair store.
I don't want to get pulled over by ICE and dragged to God knows what country because nobody has any idea what the heck I am.
I don't want you to look at my afro and think that I look unkept. Or talk to me, and because I use a big word, you are shocked that I even know what that word means.
I don't want to be with like two of my friends who are black and everyone's scared because there's three of us walking together and we're loud.
I don't want me standing up for myself to make you think that I'm being aggressive.
I don't want you to be scared of me just because I'm putting on Timberlands and maybe I have like a bandana on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's really tiring. Like, there is black fatigue, and I'm feeling it.
Well, that's why we ain't out there. Like, y'all made this problem. It's enough. Y'all did this. We gave y'all an off ramp. Like, y'all had an off ramp, and now everybody is suffering.
You know what it is? A lot of them, they wanted to be able to outside, like not in their house, not in secret, say the B word, call somebody a bitch, and also call somebody a nigger. That's what they wanted to be able to do. And they got that chance, and now they're tired. Now they're tired. Did you have a good time and you want to take it back now? Got it.
And you black and brown people who deduced that MAGA was the choice for you, shame on you. Shame on you.
We are in a
YouTube doesn't like that
freaking mess. We are in a mess. It is only getting worse. And we didn't even get, like, I have been doing my little bit of research, but we are like almost halfway into doing everything that Project 2025 has wanted.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They did a great job.
Well done. I mean, did you see the fight by any chance?
I saw clips.
You saw clips.
That man got 6 kids by the same woman.
He's a class act. So you want to talk about somebody who isn't getting enough flowers despite absolute excellence across the board. Terrence Crawford is an amazing human. Not only is he arguably a GOAT boxer, which is an unbelievable statement to make. Like, if you think of the hundreds of years that people have been boxing and over more time than a century, that he might be the person who's better than everybody ever. There are other ones like Sugar Ray Robinson, understand, but like, he has done something that literally nobody else has done. He did it convincingly. And what I loved about the fight, there are 3 things. Is at the end of the fight, number one, I don't know if you caught this, he was so classy that he gave Canelo his belts back.
Yes.
And did you hear his reasoning?
Yes.
And he's like, listen, these are his belts. He won these. They have his name on it.
I have the title, but he got the belts.
And I'm going to get my belts. And you even saw him dapping up his Canelo's daughter. To me, it was so beautiful because that is boxing in its highest form across the board. Not only was the fight itself high level, but for me, one of the things that I like to say about men, that is the one thing maybe that you could say, at least back in the day, that I preferred about men, like me and so can fight and then we move on. Like, it was a fight. There's no personal things to it at that point. In fact, afterwards, we might be BFFs because we got it off our chest. We might have beat the hell out of each other, but like, now it's all good. Like, we said what we needed to say with these, and man to man respect. You know what I'm saying? And good God, that's what they did. And nobody got hurt. I love boxing. I love fighting sports, but I really get uncomfortable when I see people taking like real damage that's going to affect them long term. Like they had some bruises and bumps because they're professional, really hard hitting, freak athletes. But you know, everybody walked home safe, and they still, if anything, they're probably they both walked away with no malice towards each other, and they both walked away with respect and money. It doesn't get any better than that. You know what I'm saying? And as you said, he got 6 babies from the same mom. He's still with her. They seem to have a good relationship. And what else do you want from the guy? You know, like what else do you want? I couldn't ask for any. He just does. He's one of those people who just does everything right. And it's so hard to find those kinds of people. He kind of reminds me of Jalen Hurts. And I should have given him flowers at the beginning because, I mean, what a great guy, you know? And I'm always please don't mess up. He's still young. Don't say anything crazy. Just do, you know what I'm saying? Don't do something crazy. Don't say something crazy. But I know he doesn't drink, you know what I'm saying? So the likelihood of him no, he's a sober dude. Like, you know, he got shot in the head too when he was younger. Yeah. He got shot in the head and drove himself to the yo, he is a freak person and became what he is. Wow. So he's an incredible person. I almost feel like this is where we should stop the show because it's ending on a reasonably positive note. But if you didn't see that fight, go on Netflix if you have it and watch it because it was a classic and it was the epitome of what they call the sweet science. If you go back and dork out like I have and watch like and watch like the slow motion, you know, of some of the exchanges between the two of them, Crawford is just mentally, his fight IQ is that of a genius, and it's so cool to watch because Canelo, and then I'll stop, is well known if you followed him for like taking an L from Mayweather back in the day and then significantly stepping up his skill set. And he did. He's wildly skillful. He's an incredibly skilled boxer. And to see a wildly skilled boxer get outclassed completely, it's like...
Didn't he say something like, I just couldn't figure him out?
He couldn't figure him out. And he was and he was honest. Yeah. He was like, yo, he's incredible. It's like me singing next to Weeze. Like, I know I can sing. I know I can sing my face off. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not sitting next to Weeze like, yo, singing ass singer. I can't stand you. I'm like, this is great. Oh my God. Look at you singing there next to me. Oh my God. And that's kind of how Canelo was like, yo, I took the L from a greater man in terms of boxing. And it is what it is. Like, I couldn't figure out the puzzle. He was better. And that's what it is. And there's no malice, no haters. Yeah. It was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cam for being a man. You did that right, boy. You did that right, boy.
Oh yeah.
You handled that right, boy.
Oh my, no, we can't end it there. I got to say this shit. I am so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. I want to say what I want to say, but I'm trying to be classy. I'm trying to be classy. The fact that he kicked him off the show was enough. It was enough. That's it. It was enough. He kicked him off the show. That's it. It was enough.
That was a class act.
My God, the way that people are digging deep. He only did that because her man was there. That's why he keeps saying about this and blah, blah. Oh, and she was smiling too much. First of all,
Cam handled that like a man.
First of all, it was enough. That's it. End the discussion. It's enough. Let me also talk to the people, and it's mostly men, talk about, oh, she was smiling too much for my liking. Are you a woman? Do you know what it feels like when a nasty ass man is saying inappropriate stuff to you and you have nowhere to go? Do you know what that feels like? Do you know what that feels like, Jay?
I can give you a weird story where I can halfway empathize. I'm serious, actually.
Oh my God.
I'm actually serious.
Do y'all, I need to know, do you know what it feels like to be a woman or a young girl in front of a man saying some disgusting, inappropriate things, and you can't leave the room? There are a lot of different responses. I guess some of y'all wanted her to go full on angry black woman. Like maybe that's what you wanted and you were expecting. But there are a lot of women who don't have to do that or who don't want to do that because she was doing her job, number one. Two, to laugh and smile is often a response, like a what do you call it? A self-defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. It happens quite often. What do you think happens when we in corporate? The black women, not just black women, but women in general. When you have a man in corporate saying inappropriate things, are you just gonna haul off and start cussing them out? You could. But most often women don't, because it's already hard to get a job and be paid equally and looked at as qualified to do the job. And then we got to deal with some man harassing you. As I had a boss who would say inappropriate things to me, close his office door and say inappropriate things to me. And what was I supposed to do? Because I had a 2-year-old daughter and I had bills. So I was just supposed to quit my job. Oh, you think HR is there to protect you? Cam did the absolute perfect thing.
He handled it perfectly.
He handled it perfect. It don't matter whether her man was there or whether he did it with clout or why he did it with the money. He did it. It happened. That is enough. And if she sat there and endured it and grit and bared it because she was working, hats off to you, honey, because it could have went a lot of different ways. And you would have been, the funny part is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. If she had cussed him out, she would have been looked at as trifling and unprofessional and ghetto. But she sat there and grit and bared it to keep her job and her reputation. Y'all still dogged her out. Like, I need y'all to get a grip. Get a grip.
You think I was joking? Okay, clearly I do not know what it's like to be a woman in any capacity.
Thank you.
However,
although your hair is luxurious,
there was one time where I really self-reflected and had an aha moment about what it is, just a little sliver of what it could be like, what it might be like to be a woman.
Is this when you were in college?
Let me cook.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm small, but I can fight. I promise you I can fight. Like, I've beat up people bigger than me before. That's not a flex. I don't want to fight, but I can fight, right? And I consider myself a man. And if worse comes to worse, I will fight you. And there's a good chance that there's a good chance I'm going to do well, right? And I have friends. When I was in college, one of my friends, like Texas boy, he's like 6'2", got long arms, and I knew he could throw them things the right way, right? Like, and I've seen him throw. Like, I'm like, yo, he can fight. So bet we know we can fight. We're good with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, right? And you're not gonna talk disrespectful to me. Mm-hmm. So this is Freaknik.
Oh God, I love this story.
And we are in maximum like man mode. Like, yeah, we out here in Freaknik. Yeah, I mean, the two of us, we're walking down the street. The two of us. And a car pulled up of about 4 to 5 men.
Need to picture what they look like.
They all were swole. 4 to 5 men pulled up next to us as we were walking down the street, swole, and proceeded to catcall the hell out of us. Mm. And I realized that these were gay men.
Imagine if you had your hair then.
These were gay men who were catcalling us. On one hand, I was honored. But my man, so I was like, nah, you're not going to just disrespect me in these streets like this. But there's an intelligent part of my brain that automatically can size up a situation. And I was like, the first instinct was, nah, I'm going to cuss. Oh, word? What? You're going to lose this one, J Street. Like, the two of us can't whip 5 swole. I'm still $140. Trey's only $170 on a heavy day. We can throw, but we're going to take an L. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put our stupid ass heads down and walk and not say a word. And I imagine that that's just a sliver of what women have to deal with on a daily basis. And this is the only time that ever happened to me. But it was like, oh, men ain't shit.
Listen, I watched that video over and over and over again, trying to figure out where the hell y'all grasped for the straws that y'all was pulling, child, because all I saw
He did it so right.
was a woman who was uncomfortable, a nasty ass man, and a man who stood on business
Do
and
what
said,
Cam did.
"Get out.
Be like Cam.
Get out."
And he said it respectfully. He didn't raise his voice.
And here's the other thing.
He didn't get disrespectful. He's like, you gotta leave.
He didn't call him out his name. Nothing. Homegirl didn't have to say nothing.
No, that's all you gotta do.
Protect black women.
Protect
black women. I'm gonna say it. Protect black women, because there's a lot of people out here who would have just let it happen. I've seen it happen where men just be nasty and saying whatever they want to say, and nobody sticks up for homegirl. Nobody. I've been the one. I am 118 pounds, 120 soaking wet. And I have been in a club and have stuck up for my bestie when some nasty man has come and is touching on her, and she's 5'9", 100 and something pounds. I don't know. She's bigger than me. But I have been the one to get brolic because men around won't do it. It doesn't matter what he said, why he said it. It's the fact that he said it. And that should be a lesson for a lot of y'all out there.
I got to be honest. It was exemplary, because protect black women, protect women, protect children, protect. As a man, the one thing you can do more so than most other people, because you're stronger and faster, naturally, genetically, protect people, right? But the best thing about the way he handled it was he didn't get brolic. That was a masterclass in conflict resolution, or I don't know, and how a man should protect someone that he's responsible for protecting.
Listen,
it was exactly right. I don't know how you. I was like, I have never, like, Cam's hilarious to me. He's really, really funny to me. I was never a fan of like his music per se, because it was just kind of like he didn't have bars that I really could appreciate. But I was thoroughly impressed with his character and behavior in that situation, because it couldn't have been handled better.
And the fact that the first thing people did was go after how she handled the situation. Her name is Treasure Wilson, also known as Stat Baby. The fact that the first thing y'all did was go after the way she handled it is mind-blowing.
She had nothing to do with it.
I was completely lost.
That's
because I'm like, did she get up and start twerking? Did she like show some boobies? Like, was she coming back on to him? Like, what did she do for y'all to have this response? And I watched it over and over, and I was like, oh my God, y'all are special. Like, y'all got some serious issues. If anything, what y'all should be doing is checking on sis, because I'm sure she's a beautiful woman. I am sure this is not the first time that this has happened. No,
but and past that, since So the other thing that you have to give Cam respect for is like what he also possibly avoided was her boyfriend jumping through the camera on Adrian. Adrian can fight, but like, you don't know what that boyfriend was doing. You don't know who the boyfriend is, because he might have been holding. He might have a bad temper. He might have had enough. Like, nah, you're not. And now that's a whole different thing. I'm serious. Like, because know, and I'm being serious. Like imagine Ish in that situation, like over and over again. Like, nah, man, you're not gonna do that.
I have literally witnessed.
He protected the whole situation, not just her. He probably avoided a real conflict.
I know y'all think Ishmael is peaceful, but I have literally seen him put hands on a man for saying something to me during a photo shoot. I have literally seen him stop traffic to let a man know to keep it pushing. Like, you have no idea what her boyfriend is capable of and what he was willing to do, on or off camera.
Because you know, like, this is New York, and you're around New York niggas. Like, God forbid that you don't know he's got 38 on, whatever. Like, oh, one more thing. One more thing, my guy.
You also have no idea the relationship between her and Cam. Cam could be her best friend. Yeah. Cam could be her adopted brother. You don't know. And the fact that he picked up on how uncomfortable she was.
Respect, isn't she in her 20s?
I don't know.
I think she's in her. I
know she's young, but I don't know how old.
And so also,
he picked up on how uncomfortable she was. Is Cam older than me?
I'm just sort of rolling the dice and hoping that because of the age gap, that he viewed her more as like a little sister too, which brings in double protection. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
oh gosh, she's 24.
So all of the things.
Lord have mercy, she a baby.
All of the things.
She's still figuring it out.
And that just doubles up my respect for Cam because like, yo.
He picked up on.
And that tells me I'm adding more into it now. But in the event that she's dating someone in her age range, he's also protecting a young dude from catching a charge.
Listen, anybody, you should be very leery of any person, young black man, young man under the age of 25. Like, you need to be leery of
because they want all the smoke. They don't know how to control it.
They're not afraid of y'all.
Me at 25 is like a different animal.
They are not afraid of y'all.
Like, it's no thought of.
And you messing with his woman?
Yeah, no, that's a different. That's a different me 20 years ago is a different human. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, I'm glad that I'm not glad that this happened, but I'm glad that people got to witness number
Cam
one.
handled it perfectly.
No. It's not just about Cam. That's the other thing.
Okay.
Like, I am happy that they witnessed a man stepping in and stepping up to another man, but also that they got to see what
in a non-escalatory manner.
But they also got to see what women have to deal with. And it's not just industry based. It's all around. Okay. You don't have to be on television and a YouTube star for you to get that treatment. I worked at the bank, honey.
Oh, it's everywhere. It doesn't matter where you are.
In the safe deposit box with some nasty old man.
It doesn't matter where you are.
It don't matter where you are. And how you handle it varies. So the fact that y'all got to see how this happens in real time with both dynamics, the handling of it and the response, go study. Go study. Protect Black women. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we had any comments, but cool.
No, we didn't. We're good.
All right, lovely people.
Thank you for letting us yell at y'all today. We had a lot of pent up energy. There are a lot of things going on, and these are just the things that we narrowed it down to because we could talk a long time on them.
We thought we'd give you a little bit of extra show today since we've been off for a while.
A little something.
And we'll be back next week.
But I'm gonna leave you with this. Take care of your people. Take care of yourself. Drink your water. Move your body. Relax your mind. Save money. Make good decisions. Take care of your people. Check on them. Love on them. And that's that. We love you. Bye.
See y'all later.